G'day YouTube. It's been a while since my last video. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a catch up of what I've been doing and an update on where the Galaxie is at the moment. So in the last few months, I think it's been 3 or 4 months since I've put out a video. I've been just getting caught up with uni and work really. I started a new job a couple of months ago. Thought it was time to go back instead of sitting home with the kids all the time playing, which I kind of miss now. I've just finished exams for the second trimester, so I'm just waiting on my results there. I'm kind of hoping I did alright. Bit of a challenge this semester, I think. Thermodynamics is a bit of a tough one to tackle actually. But yeah, so the Galaxie project has been going on. Where I've been able to, I've been doing little bits and pieces. I have been buying parts. Now it's just a matter of putting it all together. If anyone's following my Instagram or Facebook, you'll notice I put a little bit of a teaser about designing side mirrors for the Galaxie. That is coming. I started working on that. I got halfway through it. I've been filming it, but I didn't really get to the end of it and didn't get to completion. So I'll be working on that over the next couple of weeks. So it's something I'll be able to do it at night at home. And yeah, a couple of weeks ago I actually got time to do the Galaxie. It probably wasn't the right time to do it because I had exams coming up and I really needed to study, but just kind of needed to let my hair down a little bit. And as much as the project gets frustrating sometimes, just with either it's not moving fast enough or not sure how to do things and having to do a bit of research, just needed to get in there and have a bit of fun. Like, I spent half a day doing it and really eased my my stress levels. It was really good. I actually was very happy I did it. So yeah, there is more content to come up. It'll start to flow through a little bit more now. I'm a free man for as far as studies concerned to work on the Galaxie. As I said, I've got a whole bunch of parts. I've still got to put the wash plugs in, which is happening. I have a kickdown cable to install. I've got a Carburetor Rebuild Kit, which includes everything from fuel, God, what are they called? Floats and a fuel pump, and a full gasket kit. So yeah, I got all these bits and pieces ready to go. Just got to get some time and start to put them together. But yeah, I thought I'd just give you a bit of a catch up on what I've been doing. Missing doing this part of the build. I kind of enjoy sharing this with my friends and family as well. So, but every time I sit in it, I still get goosebumps and get excited. Thinking about what I can do with it and what I want to do with it. I have been thinking a little bit more about making it electric. G'day and welcome to Creative Revamp again. It's been a while. It's just been not much time to do some work on the old Galaxie here, but got my helpers again. Say hello.
Hi.
Got my helpers and gonna start pulling out the motor mounts and getting to these wash plugs.
Daddy.
And if I get time, I'm actually gonna put a kickdown cable in. So we'll see how we go. I'll have a bit of a guess now. I'm not going to get as far as I want to get or think I'll get, mostly because he's got the wrong tool for that job. We'll teach him. He'll be right.
Hello.
Hello. Shall we get started? For the motor mounts, there's a bolt just up the top here, just down there. There's actually 2 up there, and there's probably 2 at the bottom. Before I get stuck into those bolts, I've got the engine all set up and supported by They're supported by a jack, and this is all to get to. Oh, can you pass me the light, buddy? It's alright, I got it. It's all to get to these wash plugs. One there. There's one up underneath the starter motor here, which I'll take off also. And yeah, we'll see how we go. There's not a heck of a lot of room there. I might start with taking this starter motor off actually. Might be the best idea. But we'll see how we go. Alright, sounds good. What are you doing? Oh. No, he's whinging. He's not crying.
He wanted a hug.
He's got lots of hugs. What's up, Gunner?
He really wants so many hugs. Sarah, do you want a hug? So what do you want to do? Car? Okay. Excuse me, Daddy, can you move? Can I just lie on the paper for a second?
What's going on? This ain't working out. I'm interested about what has happened to the car, because if you notice the oil pan looks pretty new. It's either been painted or it's a new one, it's a relatively new one. Obviously the top of the engine's been revisited at some stage, but then you get like the trans here is full of gunk and shit, and back of the motor here is just toasted. And maybe it just had a few more oily issues than the previous owner was letting on, but who knows. The only way to find out really is to get it started and drive it around, and if she blows up, then obviously if I'm paying attention and looking after it, that won't happen. But so this is not going to be as easy as I thought. I'm going to have to take the manifold off. And if you remember from a couple of episodes ago, sorry, someone's just soiled themselves. The manifold bolts are pretty rusted on. That's them there. So I'm gonna have to look at getting that off. Getting to one of these bolts while the the exhaust is there is going to be a little bit tough. Yeah, rightio. Let's see how we go. Rightio, so like I suspected, this is a failed attempt at trying to get some work done on the car. Squeeze in an hour here and there, and yeah, I got no luck. I've got to take the exhaust off to get to the starter. One of the bolts is really close to the starter. On the starter is really close to the exhaust. But I don't have a long enough 5/8 socket, so I'm gonna have to call it quits right now. But the car sits here like this, day in, day out, just staring at me, wanting me to do some work, and it's breaks my heart every time. I want to start getting stuck into it again, but yeah, gotta have the right tools, I guess. I'll go and get some tools and go and get some bits and pieces. It's not going to be a couple of weeks until I get back to this, so catch me on Instagram or Facebook, and obviously YouTube. Cheers. See you later. Right, yeah. So back off to the tool shop. I don't have a deep enough socket to get to the left bank, right bank, depending on which side you look at. So gonna go get back to the tool shop, get a longer, I think it's like 5/8 socket. I'll be able to get the mufflers off, then I'll be able to get to all the other bits and pieces that I need to. Looking at the mounts look like they have a bit of adjustment, so you can raise or lower. So what I'm going to do is unbolt the main bolt, raise it a little bit, bolt that back up so it's secure. Then I'll get to the other top ones, and then I'll be able to lift the whole thing up, take all the bolts off, and be good to go. Should be able to get everything off. I'm hoping to get it done today, because this is really my only day that I can get this stuff done before I actually have to get stuff back into the books. I've been missing you guys. I've been missing the car. Like, it's just sitting there looking at me, just wanting attention. It's like that neglected dog that just dog eyes and just wanting some attention. All right, all good. Got what I needed. A 5/8 half-inch drive, deep socket. There's a little thing called the sunk cost fallacy that I think is going to come into play with building this car, or putting it together. Where you get to a point where you need to evaluate whether you move forward, not by determining how much money you've put into something, but by looking at how much you need to get to your goal. And I'm thinking, I'm already probably paid 12-13 grand for the car. I'm about $2,000 in parts and tools into it, so pretty good so far. But it's going to get to a point where I need to spend, say, another 10 grand to get it on the road, and I'm already spent 20. Is it really worth my time? And I think with cars and whatnot, the things that you love and just the hobbies, that shouldn't come into play. You should just keep moving forward. So $11 for a socket to keep me going for the day, have a bit of fun. I think it's a good deal. It's better than I don't know. It's better than a night at a bar, getting drunk. I guess $10 would probably buy one beer in Sydney or something like that. So yeah, I think it is. Rightio, so got the starter out. That's a heavy little bugger. I think I've lost a bolt, but I'll have to figure that one out in a minute. We can actually see a wash plug, and we've got a little bit more room to work with. The GoPro failed on me, so there we are. We've got a bit more room to look into there, work with. That's making it a little bit easier for us. I'm getting in the right direction at least. There you go, I can see that wash plug. It's shocking. Rightio, so that's what I was saying before, the trans bolt, bloody hell, engine mount bolt. This one was also loose. Means that I can push the engine up, then get into the bolt underneath here a little bit easier. And the bolts at the top. The bolts at the top on this side are pretty good. They're pretty easy to access. One thing I was a bit surprised with the starter motor, it looks pretty new actually. It looks quite nice. Thinking about sticking this on, or at least getting it plumbed in. Can't can't hurt, I guess. Get it all set up and ready to rock and roll. It's not that hard to do really. It's just a kickdown cable for a C6, I believe. Yep. And really all you got to do is stick that on a mount. That goes into where this goes onto where the actual kickdown cable moves at the moment, or the kickdown linkage, which is this here, which I don't have any of the fancy bits and pieces for to actually get to bolt up to the Edelbrock carby. So while I'm down there, might as well do it. My hands are all filthy, might as well give it a shot, right? Yeah, dirt on my face and all. I'm having a good day. This is good. I'm happy. And cable is pretty simple. It's like a key part is this oval joint here. It's kind of important because that's where you get the levering from the kickdown. And they seem to be pretty much the same. So I'm going to feed this down the back there, down where the original went, and see where it fits up. I'll attach this and bolt it on, and then I'll move on to finding out where this could actually bolt onto. I probably won't know that until I actually get it all set up. But yeah, that was a pretty easy disassembly, but I must say, working on grass and working with little nuts and washers, it's fraught with a bit of danger. Just spent the last 5 minutes looking for this little sucker. Under we go, and I'll show you where the kickdown cable come off. Rightio, so that's where it come off. You can kind of see the bolt. It's a little bit oval, so I've got the kickdown cable fed through. I'm going to try and get it on. Rightio, so a bit like the kickdown cable, sorry, the accelerator cable, when I installed that, I'm actually going to pull the wire completely out of this so I can mount this correctly and have a better idea of where this mounts, and then I'll put it all back together in the car. The reason for that is, for some reason, I just can't seem to get that to fit properly. It fits in two very specific ways, either that way, four if you want to get technical, but that way and that way. There is a casting tab that this can actually jump onto, but again, this bracket just around, it's like the bend in that bracket just there, feels like it needs to be oriented correctly so it actually gets the right angle of attack for the bracket. Sorry, for the cable to go down. So I'm going to pull all this apart and mount it all up, and then I'll put all the stuff back together. Wish me luck. Alright, Galaxy fans, I've got this on, but I'm not sure if this is a C6, if this is a C6 transmission. So if any of you want to confirm or abate my suspicions, then hit me up, but it isn't fitting like it should, or says it should, on the good old trusty instructions. Let's have a look underneath. Okay, you can see we've got the cable mounted, and it's got to fit into the back of this little mount down here. and pull all the way across till it reaches here, I believe, because if that accelerates forward like that, that's what that pulls. So like that. So it's mounted in here, goes into here, pulls the end of the cable all the way over here and actuates that little lever. So it's pretty easy. Got to do a bit of cutting, but that was a pretty easy install. It was an easier install than I was actually, that's wrong. It was a harder install than I was anticipating. I didn't think I'd have to kind of maneuver stuff around and try and find the right mounting point, but by the looks of things, there's a few mounting points that you could take on there. That seems to work for me at the moment. You never know, might get this on the road and drive it down the road and this won't kick back, so under hard acceleration, so I'll have to change it, but I'm gonna leave it there for now. I'm going to have to cut this, so I'm gonna have to take that thing off, or slide it down that way a bit. Sorry, take this one off. Bad exposure. So I'm gonna have to cut the cable all the way back there, take this off, and cut the cable a bit, and then fit the rest of the hardware, which is this one and the lock nut on the end, which for now I'm going to add to this and call it a night. It's 6 o'clock and kids need feeding. So look, thanks again. Sorry it's been so much time, but oh shit, let me put that down. All right, so one last thing. I actually with my first paycheck went and decided to go and get a few things that I needed for the Galaxie. I went out and bought a Carburetor Rebuild Kit. I'm not sure if that's needed, but I'm thinking I might have to pull the carburetor apart. If you remember in a few videos ago, the car would pick up fuel if you poured fuel down the pot or filled up the bowls. It would pick it up and run and then start to pull fuel, but just wasn't doing it by itself. So I'm going to pull the carburetor apart to replace the floats, just in case they're getting stuck. Replace the accelerator pump plunger, just in case the rubber seal up here was failing. I did notice that it was leaking fuel out the top of where this pump is actuated, so see how that goes. But if I pull it apart to do that, then I have to, not have to, but it's a good idea to might as well clean everything up. The final thing is an Edelbrock fuel pump. The fuel pump on the car actually looks new, but if it's been sitting there without any oil, if it's been sitting there without any fuel or anything in it for a while, then you know you're gonna have this problem. The only thing I think I need to do with this is put a fuel filter before the pump. Not sure, but I'll I have two fuel filters. I might do that anyway, just to make sure the pump keeps running smoothly. But yeah, this thing's pretty cool actually. It is. Bought a few extra the NPT fittings, and bought a couple of sets just in case. Might have known who I got it from. Actually, if you're in Australia and you have one of these old cars, there we are. If you are in Oz and you've got one of these old cars, Summit seem to do a pretty good job of shipping overseas. I'm thoroughly impressed. I've bought a couple of pieces from them now and get their stuff within a couple of weeks. Always well packaged. Like, this stuff was packed around with this stuff. Like, good durable packaging. And they throw in a few stickers too, so it's pretty cool. Pretty happy. Well, we got an actuator here. Should be able to clock this in the right spot. See how I go, but yeah, I'm going to put this baby on soon too. We'll see how we go. Thanks for watching. Thought I'd share some excitement with you. I'm pretty excited about it. Oh, give you some bolts and a few other bits and pieces. A little Edelbrock sticker if you're brand conscious. I'm not. I just decided to get an Edelbrock fuel pump to go with my Edelbrock carburetor, because this is designed to flow 6 psi. You would hope that it flows 6 psi out of the box, but you never know. Anyhow, just